Welcome, race fans, to MaxspeedTV as we get ready to bring you live flag-to-flag coverage of the SimAbility Jack of All Series tonight here from Road America. I'm Jeff Dotson. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. As you see, there's only 4 minutes left in practice here, and you can see it's a little wet out there for these guys here tonight. This will be a first for me on the call here on MaxspeedTV since the new update has come out for iRacing with the weather. Kind of interesting to see how this will play out for these guys tonight here in wet conditions. From what they tell me, though, just practice and qualifying will be wet, and then the race will actually dry off, and the track should dry up. So we'll see how this plays out, and they'll probably have to make some pit stops and go in and change and put on some dry tires instead of the wet tires. But real quick here before we step away to play the national anthem, let's take a look at the points coming into tonight's race. This is the race before the championship race, so the points battle is probably looking pretty tight. I did miss last week's race, so we didn't catch the action there, but I did get the race before that, so that can kind of give you a little bit of an idea of where they are. As I said, I did miss last week's race, so let's take a look at the points here and this is the point standings after last week's race. It was the one I did not get to cover. But as you can see, the last time I covered, I'm pretty sure it was Tom Johnson and Stephen Kiefer tied in the points. You can see Tom Johnson's got that point lead over Stephen now, and there's a 4-point deficit there, so 4-point gap. So there's going to be a tough battle between them two tonight to see who can possibly go in first in the points in the championship race next week. And we got Rob Slider still in third. He's 10 points back from the leader. Billy Wise is still fourth. He's 22 points back. Travis Zudema is still fifth. He's 41 points back. Andrew Smith is sixth. He's 76 points back. Now we've seen Eddie Hawks jump up a few positions after he went on that dominating performance there where I covered like 3 races in a row. He won all 3 of them. So that has really gave him a pretty good points boost. But since we are closing in on the season, I don't think he's got enough time to capitalize on that being 89 points back. So I'm pretty sure he probably maybe grab another position or 2, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a top 10, top 5 points finish for him this season. Johnny Berardi's in 8th. He's 138 points back. Brian Lougheed in 9th. He is 138 points back as well. So him and Johnny Berardi are tied for 8th place right now. So that'll be a good point battle for them this evening. And then Don Coleman rounds out your top 10. Then we got Jason Lance in 11th. He's 174 points back. Cody McGorick is 12th. Tim Obert is 13th in points. Thomas Wise 14th in points. And Chris Roberge rounds out your top 15 in the points here for the SimAbility Jack of All Series tonight. As I said, this is the second to last race of the season, so next week is their last race. So it will be the championship night. Hopefully we get to cover that one for you as well if you've been tuning into these races with these guys here at SimAbility. It's been some great racing out of these guys. It's something a little different tonight, which you guys know that each week tuning in, they do something different each week. And tonight this will be a real challenge for them, I think, here at the road course at Road America with wet conditions. So real quick here, we're going to step away and play the national anthem. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back, and qualifying is underway here for the guys tonight at Road America. And as I said, it's slick and wet out there, so we're going to get to watch these guys kind of battle it out here and see what they can do. All right, I am going to leave the qualifying here in silence for just a few minutes, and I'll be right back, so you guys can just stay tuned here and watch these guys go around and run their qualifying laps, and we'll be right back. All right, we've got our first couple of times in here. We've We've got Rob Slider taking the top spot so far with a 230.45, and then the 22 car of Stephen Kiefer second with a 232.7. And then we've got the 45 of Eddie Hawks with a 233.0. And we've got the 32 of Billy Wise coming in now with a 233.9. And the 23 of Tom Johnson coming in with a 238.3. So if you look there at the times to your left, you can very well see that it looks like Rob Slider kind of knows his way around Road America here, as there's almost a 3-second gap there. All right, just a little under 2 minutes remains here in qualifying for these guys. Jacob Van comes into the third spot now with a 232.9, and Rob Slider has improved his time to a 228.5. Eddie Hawks jumps up to third place and knocks Jacob Van back down. So Eddie Hawks now comes in third with a 231.5. 7 out of the 9 cars have put in a time. 2 of them have not. All right, just a little under a minute now, and we're about to get this race green. All right, checkered flag is out for qualifying. Let's get these guys grouped up here and get them ready for the grid. All right, taking the pole with a qualifying time. And I don't know why it took their qualifying times away from here, but... okay. That's a new one. I ain't seen that before. But anyway... Rob Slider got the top spot. He's on the pole position there in the number 13 Mercedes. He'll start first. Starting in second will be Stephen Kiefer in the 22 car. In row 2, we've got Jacob Van in the 7 car. He'll be starting 3rd, and then Travis Zudema in the 90 car will start 4th. Row 3, we have Eddie Hawks in the 45 car starting 5th, and Billy Wise in the 32 car starting 6th. Back in row 4, we've got the number 23 car of Tom Johnson starting 7th, and Chris Roberge in the 4 car starting 8th. And rounding out your field in row number 5 is Johnny Berardi in the 99 car. And I just now noticed I said that backwards. Rob Slider was not in a Mercedes. That was Stephen Kiefer. So I do apologize for that. But we are getting ready to get these guys green flag. Now we can see here in the skies that the race has calmed down a little bit here. There's no rain, but the track is still very wet. I'm not sure how long this race is. The race analytics says 45 minutes, but I don't think that's correct. We'll see here in a minute how long it is, but I was looking to see if it was going to tell me the weather, but it currently isn't. But there is one way I can figure that out, though. I don't think our overlays have the ability to do the new update, but I'll kind of put the border up here for you, the iRacing border, and we'll click on the weather here, and you can see the radar here looks like the rain is going away for these guys, and as you can see here from the timestamps, it looks like the rain will indeed go away. So this track will dry out for this race. So they're going to have to start on wet tires, but it will dry out. All right, we're going to run them to the green here on board with Rob Slider. Rob's in a Ferrari. Then we've got Stephen Kiefer in a Mercedes. It looks like we've also got an Audi out here, a Porsche, another Ferrari, another Mercedes, another Ford GT. So a good little group of cars here for this GT3 event for the Jack of All guys here tonight. It looks like possibly only 8 of them are going to take the green flag. I don't think Chris Roberge started the race. Yeah, Chris Roberge is not on the track right now, so Chris will not be starting this race, so instead of 9, we'll have 8 cars. And Rob Slider on point here. He's going to lead them to the green in the Rain-X car. And that's pretty much perfect for this race here since it's raining, or has rained. And they're going to go into a dry track here, but here we go. Do you believe pace car is off the racetrack? Yes, it is. They're coming up the hill here to the start-finish line. And there's the green flag. We're underway for the Simability Jack of All series here tonight at Road America. It looks like it is a lap race. The race gets started here. It's 19 laps. So we got a good race in store for you tonight here. 19 lapper. 18 to go here. I'm pretty sure they've got cautions turned off. It'll be only local enforced cautions, unless there's probably a big enough wreck and the admins will see it deemed to throw a full course caution. I have no idea what just happened to my overlays, though. Let me try to see if this will work here. Not sure what's going on with my overlays, but okay, that's working. For some reason, the driver thing ain't working here. Well, bear with me here, folks, while I try to figure this out. I have to restart it. So you probably are going to see my overlay thing come on the screen here as I try to restart this here. I do apologize for this technical difficulty, folks. The race will move away for one split second as I get ATVO fired back up here, but I will get the screen back up here momentarily for you. Alrighty. There we go. I have no idea why it chose to crash. Oh, I didn't want that. I wanted to load. Just bear with me here, folks. Technical difficulties. They're always fun, aren't they? Alright, let's try this again now. I'll move that out of your way. Get rid of the bar for you. And let's see if this is working now. And it is. Alright. So we're back good here. Just got to get my timing screen back up and we should be good to go. Alrighty. So Rob Slider is still your race leader here. He's led the first lap of the race. So we've got 16 laps to go. Just kind of looking through the field here. Stephen Kiefer, the guy who started outside pole, is running back in fourth currently. I'm not really sure what happened to him while I was trying to fix my overlays there. I'm not sure what happened to Eddie Hawks either. He started fifth, and he dropped back to sixth here. Right now, Jacob Van he is back by 1.3 seconds off the leader of Rob Slider. Tom Johnson, our points leader, coming into tonight's race. He is currently running in the 7th position. Stephen Kiefer, the guy who's behind him, is currently in front of him on the racetrack, so that's going to be a points flip around there probably for these two. But the point battle next week at the championship race will definitely be down to Tom Johnson and Stephen Kiefer. Back up front here. We're on here with Rob Slider. Let's go on board with him. Let's watch a lap here of Rob Slider. The lap's kind of already got started, but we'll watch him come back around the start-finish line here. you can kind of see there that this track is still very damp for these guys, and they're having to drive very cautiously right now on these wet tires as this track is trying to also dry. You can kind of see there as we're on board with him, there's a little bit of a dry line forming in some of the areas here, and then some of the areas are still pretty damp. But with Rob Slider even taking it easy, the second place car, the 7 car of Jacob Van, has fallen back to 5-second gap here. So there's 5 seconds between these two. All right, and we're coming to the line here. 16 to go. 4 laps down out of 19. I do apologize again, folks, for the overlay technical difficulties, but I think I've got them fixed now. And we're back on track to cover this race for you. All right, there's a little bit of onboard action there from Rob Slider. Let's go back through the field here. Jacob Van now is 5.6 seconds back from him, running second position. Travis Zudema started 4th. He's currently found his way up to 3rd, and I do believe he is catching Jacob Van. Stephen Kiefer currently right now, he started 2nd outside pole, and he's still running 4th. Billy Wise started in 6th. He's up to 5th. Eddie Hawk started 5th. He's back to 6th. Tom Johnson, the point leader coming into tonight's race, is currently running in the 7th position. And Johnny Berardi is on pit road. I don't know what happened to him. The car doesn't look damaged. But he's been there for 2 laps. So not sure what happened to Johnny. So currently right now 1 car is off the racetrack and 7 are running. 15 laps to go. As we can see, the track conditions are still a little damp. we're going to wait and see if they finish the entire race. Oh, and we've got Rob Slider, the race leader, going off track here a little bit. That's probably going to allow the 7 car of Jacob Van to get some gap back to him here. He was pretty far back. Yeah, that indeed allowed Jacob Van to close that gap up. He's now only 2 seconds back. Jacob got a little wide right there coming out of that corner. He got a little squirrely. The track is still very damp. Oh no, Rob Slider off the track again. That's allowing Jacob Van to catch him this time. He's now down to only 9/10 of a second. Oh, now make it a second. Man, small little mistakes like that can change things very drastically. As we see here, Jacob Van was almost 6 seconds back from Rob Slider. Rob had a commanding lead, and now he's lost that due to little hiccups he's had here on this lap. But we got 14 laps to go. Can Rob Slider regain his composure here and keep up with the battle here that he has now gotten his hands into here with Jacob Van? Jacob is reeling him in. Jacob is closing. But that's also allowed Travis Zudema to kind of close in some too. And Stephen Kiefer's not too far behind him. So we do have a little bit of a 4-car battle here. But Stephen Kiefer and Travis Zudema do have a little bit of work to do before they can catch the 2 front runners here. I do believe this battle is definitely heating up, although Rob has gotten another second back on to Jacob Van. Jacob was down to only, I think, 0.3 of a second, but he's back up to 0.8 of a second now. So we're going to see here how this plays out now. Can Rob, I think he is trying to gain his composure back here and try to get back out to that commanding lead that he had. Just tough track conditions right now of how wet it is, and with it trying to dry too, that makes the track a little more slippery and a little more slick, and I think sometimes it catches them off guard. And look at the water trails coming off that, man. That was blinding to Jacob Van. Let's go on board here with Jacob Van and kind of watch what he's seeing in his windshield here. Oh, he's reeled him in. He's catching him. He's on his bumper. The battle is intensifying between these two. Look at the water trail just coming off of the number 13 of Rob Slider. That's kind of the action you get there. Oh, they touched. Rob is around. Not the way you want to attain the lead here, but Jacob Van is your new race leader. Oh, no, Jacob is losing it now. Travis Zudema now has a good chance to get here to the lead. Jacob has regained the car, though, as Travis gets to him. This incident here will put Rob Slider back to 4th position. After leading the first 6 laps of the race. But Rob still has these guys in his grasp. He still has them in view. So it's not over yet. I do believe Rob Slider can have enough laps to make a comeback here, as we've got 13 to go here from Road America for the Simability Jack of All Series, live here on MaxspeedTV. Man, these wet conditions are really dicing this race up. Travis Zudema is the new race leader. He hasn't led this lap yet, but he did get around Jacob Van here in the number 90 Audi. And Jacob is just trying his best to get back around Travis. I do believe Travis will hold on to this, though. If they can get through these final corners here coming to the start-finish line, I think Travis will lead this lap. Rob Slider is already back up to third. Stephen Kiefer back to fourth. Rob Slider on the redemption trail now to try to get back to the lead after the incident between him and Jacob Van. And Travis Zudema will lead his first lap of the race. 12 laps to go here from Road America for the Simability Series. Jacob Van got in there a little hot. He had to slam on the brakes pretty hard there going into turn one to keep him from getting into the back of Travis Zudema. And these two are really battling it up here. They're dicing it. Man, you can see that Jacob Van is just pushing the limits of that Porsche. Every corner he comes off of, that thing is squirrely. He was looking... He thought about making the pass here in this corner, but I think he chose not to do it. Oh, he got into the back of Travis Zudema a little bit there. Had to check up. Jacob Van right now really struggling with this race car. Rob Slider's knocking at the back door again here of Jacob Van. Rob's wanting to get back up to the front. All right, 11 laps to go here, folks. We're going to step away real quick and take a commercial break. We will be right. Oh, wait a minute. We're not stepping away just yet. I just saw something there. That was Jacob Van. Let's go back and see what happened to him. Did he just lock up the brakes and miss the first turn? Let's ride on board with Jacob Van here. And see exactly what happened. Yeah, he just got a little hot there coming into turn one and lost the grip on the car and got off into the marbles there and into the sand. That will allow Rob Slider to get back to second place. Jacob Van now has a lot of work to do to catch back up to the two front runners of this race. All right, now we'll step away and play a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, and while we were away to commercial break, we've got a little bit of a developing action here for you. Let's go back and take a look at this. It happened to Travis Zudema. I'm going to have to rewind it back quite a bit, so just bear with me here. I still need to fix my replay button. I don't know what's going on with it. But Travis Zudema was in the race lead. Here we are. We're on board with him here. He had this little spin here, got into the gravel trap, and that's going to allow Rob Slider to retake the lead from him. So Rob Slider is back out in the lead here for us tonight here. Now, it looks like Rob Slider, after I was going through the replay there, he's lost position back to Travis Zudema and Stephen Kiefer. So Travis is back in the lead. Rob Slider to pit road. I do believe they're coming in to change 2 slick racing tires here. The track is probably drying. However, Stephen Kiefer and Travis Zudema have stayed out, so Travis Zudema is still the race leader. But Rob Slider did get back around him for a little bit there. But while we were showing you that what happened, I do believe he got back around him. These guys are struggling out here. Billy Wise will stay out. Jacob Van's on pit road. Eddie Hawks will stay out here. Tom Johnson will stay out. Johnny Berardi is still sitting there. His engine is smoking, so I'm pretty sure it's safe to say Johnny Berardi is out of this race. But Jacob Van and Rob Slider are the first to come to pit road to change their tires over to slicks. There we can see Rob Slider leaving pit road now, and so does Jacob Van. So next we'll go Next, we'll go back up to our race leader here, Travis Zudema, and we'll see what he chooses to do this time by. Will he come in for the slick tires, or will he stay on the wet weather tires? When we get to the line, we will have 7 laps of racing to go. All right, Travis Zudema did go off the racetrack there a little bit, but he will opt to stay out another lap here, and so will Stephen Kiefer. Oh, they're making contact. Oh, they're wrecking on the front straightaway. Stephen Kiefer hard into the wall. Major damage to that Mercedes. He's lost the rear wing to that car. He's going to have to come in and get that damage repaired. Travis Zudema, though, has some damage, too. Stephen Kiefer, though, sadly, with the worst amount of damage in this incident. Billy Wise is up to third.
Still got a pit.
Yeah, we can see here, though, that Travis Zudema here, he's still got some pretty good water trails coming off the race car, so I'm not sure, but we can see that Rob Slider, if he did go on them slick tires, it looks like he is doing fairly decent here. He's back up to 5th. Jacob Van is 6th. Tom Johnson currently running in 7th position. Remember, Johnny Berardi is out of the race currently. And this time by, coming to the line, we'll have 6 laps of racing remaining. Let's take a look back at Stephen Kiefer. He did opt to stay on the racetrack with the damage. He knows he can't give up track position. If he chooses to do that, then his race is pretty much over at this point. So he will try to stay out here and drive this damaged race car as best as he can to keep track position. Billy Wise still running in the 3rd position. Eddie Hawks has found his way up to 4th, but he's got Rob Slider knocking on his back door. Rob knows there's not much time left, so right now he's trying to salvage everything he can out of this race. Travis Zudema so far has led 5 laps in the race this evening. Coming to the line this time by, we will have 5 laps of racing remaining, 5 laps of racing to go at the line here. Taking our look back through the field here, we've got Billy Wise up to 2nd position now. Stephen Kiefer is got more damage on his race car now, and this thing is just limping around the racetrack. I'm not sure what happened. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, right here maybe. Oh, it ain't letting me go back that far. Maybe I can. For some reason, it's not letting me go back that far. But we can see here that Eddie Hawks has lost his front clip off of his Mercedes. And we can see that Stephen Kiefer is around right here. So I'm not quite sure what happened there between them two. It looks like Rob Slider's back on pit road. I'm not sure what that's about either. Billy Wise is also on pit road. Well, they were on pit road. I'm sorry, I had that on replay where I was looking at the wreck. So have these guys switched back over to wet tires? It looks like Jacob Van is still struggling as we're riding on board with him there. Yeah, he's really running it wide there. Eddie Hawks' front clip is back, so I don't know if he pitted and got that put back on or not. Tom Johnson still running in 7th. Travis Zudema so far has led 7 laps in tonight's race. Rob Slider has also led 7 laps. They are the only 2 drivers that have led laps tonight. But Travis Zudema will lead more than 7. I'm quite sure. Unless something happens here. I mean, this has been a pretty crazy race for these guys. Coming to the line here, we've got 3 laps to go. 3 to go for the Sim-Ability Jack of All series tonight here at Road America. Rob Slider has found his way back up to the 3rd position. But he's sadly 31 seconds back from Travis Zudema. So, coming to 2 laps to go, I think it's safe to say that if nothing else happens here, Travis has this race tonight. Because he's also 11 seconds ahead of Billy Wise in 2nd position. And that's a good gap between Billy and Rob. Travis Zudema started 4th tonight, has led 8 laps, and is currently your race leader. Billy Wise started 6th. He's running in 2nd. Rob Slider started on the pole position. He's currently running in 3rd, and he has led 7 laps tonight. Jacob Van started 3rd, currently running in 4th. Stephen Kiefer, he is in the point battle with point leader Tom Johnson. He started 2nd, and he's got a lot of heavy damage to that race car. He's had a rough night, sadly, here at Road America. It hasn't been kind to him. He's currently running in the 5th position. Eddie Hawk started 5th. He's running in 6th. Tom Johnson, the point leader coming into tonight's race, started 7th, running in 7th. And Johnny Berardi started in 9th, and he is in 8th currently as he is out of the race. And then Chris Roberge did not start the race. So Travis Zudema, we come back to him, and he is off the track. This did allow Billy Wise to catch up to him. I gave him the commentator's curse there. He's still going to lead the lap, though, so I didn't really give him the jinx there. But, man, Billy fighting him here. They're going to come down into turn 1 here. This has spiced things up a little bit here. It's heating up. 2 laps to go. Billy's going to give it his all. All in all, though, this will be a very good night for Billy as he started 6th and he's found his way up to the 2nd position. Coming to the line this time by will be the white flag. We'll see what these guys have in store for us, as we just saw there when we come back after I went through the field. Travis Zudema did get off the racetrack, and that did allow Billy Wise to catch up to him. Rob Slider gained some time too, but he's still 17.2 seconds back. I don't think that's enough time for him to catch them here with coming up to the white flag lap. Here they are coming into the carousel corner here at Road America. A couple more corners and these guys will be hitting the white flag lap. We can see Billy Wise is really driving this race car, trying to get around Travis Zudema and consume the race lead here from him. We'll see if he'll be able to do so. Billy is pushing that Ferrari to its limits. Billy right now is just really cool under pressure here, but he's putting the pressure on Travis Zudema. And it is the white flag lap here. We are in the final lap of the race. Let's see what these two can do. This battle is heating up. Rob Slider is 13 seconds behind them. So I think it's safe to say that tonight Rob Slider will probably finish in third if these guys can keep it on it. But every car out here tonight, I believe, has had some struggles. This has been a really tough race for these guys tonight. Let's see what Billy's got in store for Travis here on this last lap. He's going to try to get him right here. He's looking. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, though. Travis has just got a little bit more power off the corners. Travis now just doing everything so cautiously. He knows he can't have another mistake here. If he does, Billy's behind him, and he will pounce on the ability to get around him here. Billy's trying again. He's looking. I think Billy's last chance to try to get around Travis will be on the back straightaway here. Travis can make it through the backstretch and through the last couple of corners here, I think he's got it. Billy's still giving it his all. He's not giving up. I'm sorry that the 1 to go banner was a little late there. I do apologize for my overlays being a little iffy tonight, but I had to restart them and try to get them back working again, but I did. But here we go. They're coming to the checkered flag. They're out of the last turn. They're coming up to the start-finish line here, start-finish hill. Billy gave it his all, but I don't think he had enough to get around Travis. I think Travis is going to get him here at the line. Here they come, checkered flag. It's going to be a drag race finish. And Travis Zudema will get the win over Billy Wise. Billy Wise will finish in second place, and we're going to watch Rob Slider bring it home here in third. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick little break here, and we're going to get with these guys, and we'll talk to them here, to your top three here in a few minutes. All right, folks, we've caught up with our third place finisher tonight. Rob, you got a copy?
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Well, Rob, tell us about your racing out there tonight. You started from the pole position. You led about 7 laps, and it looked like you started having some trouble out there. Kind of give us your insight and your view on that.
Yeah, the Renex Ferrari was pretty quick tonight, and we were fast out the gate, and I went a little wide on the carousel there, and then I hit some rumble strips and almost spun out, which allowed the guys to catch up to me, and then well, it feels like a car got into the back of me, spun me out, and I ended up having some damage from that, hitting the wall, and no, I just gotta work my way back up, and it was difficult. A couple of people had some issues, which I was able to capitalize on, and a couple of guys were difficult to pass. So this whole rain thing was a very interesting experience. I congratulate the guys on the start of the race. It wasn't an absolute total mess in turn one. So we're pretty happy with it. And honestly, from a point standpoint, Tom Johnson finished all the way at the bottom, so he's going to get the least amount of points. I had 2 races to make up 10 points on him, so P3 is pretty good. Stephen Kiefer, I saw he was right there behind me too, so I know I'm going to have to make up a few points on him at Dover if I can. But looking forward to seeing what this last race and this championship comes out to between the 3 of us.
Yeah, I mean, with them two coming into tonight's race, Tom and Steven, they only had 4-point deficit between them. So, I mean, with the way they finished tonight, I'm pretty sure it's probably safe to say that Steven will probably regain that going into Dover. So I think it's going to be a tight battle between those two.
But yeah, hopefully, I mean, I was only 10 points out from what I saw out of first place with those two battling. So if I was hoping for a win today. I tried so hard. The car was so fast. And I just made too many mistakes behind the wheel, and that was a shame.
Yeah.
We could have done it, but I'll take a P3. The podium finish is good for me. And we move on to the last race at Dover with hopes of trying to take our first Simmobility championship.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough battle between you three, and I think it's probably going to be a pretty good one. So hopefully I get to call that one, and we get to see how that turns out. So, but, talking about the conditions here tonight, was this your first rain race?
Yeah, it was really my first experience with iRacing rain. When it first came out, I hopped into a car and just put it on full blast rain and just drove around in it for a minute just to enjoy it. But this was the first race I've actually had to do any type of rain work or anything in, and it was a lot of fun. The main thing is to stay away from the puddles. Stay away from the puddles. And you'll do all right. Yeah,
them puddles are treacherous. But kind of walk us through your race there. It looked like I went to look at one of the accidents, and it looked like I saw you go back down pit road a second time. Did you go back down pit road and change tires again?
Not a second time. I did limp the car back to pit road. We had a 45-degree steering comp to the left, and I was not able to make right-hand turns very well, so. We risked it and took the time, and I wasn't expecting the tire change. Honestly, I probably should have put dries on. The slicks, the wets were kind of getting a little goofy. I bet you I probably could have got away with the dries there right at the end, but I put the wets on, and it took me an extra 20 seconds. I should have just did the quick repair and got going, but I just decided to take tires just in case it was a crucial moment, just in case tires were getting worn and guys were falling off and going off track. I wanted to make sure I had fresh tires there for the end, and it ended up getting us a podium, but those guys were just way too far ahead. Congratulations to Travis and Billy. They made the least amount of mistakes of everybody tonight and put themselves in a position to be in a good spot. So great racing by them, and we'll be hunting for a W at Dover next week.
Awesome. All right, Rob. Well, congratulations on your third place finish tonight here. You got to be like, give thanks or shout to before you go celebrate.
My buddy Lewis Archer, he's our team leader of Cuda Racing. I was thinking about driving the Lambo tonight, which had our team colors, but this Ferrari just seemed like it had more speed. So big thanks to Lewis. He gave me some pointers on figuring out the rain and how I'm going to navigate the course. And to Billy Wise and Glenn Sinman for putting on the Simmobility League and doing what they do for the disabled community, allowing them to come out here and race iRacing with us able-bodied folks.
Exactly. All right, Rob. Well, congratulations on your finish tonight, and good luck in the point battle next week.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
Yep. All right. Have a good one. All right, folks. Now we've caught up with our second place finisher tonight, Mr. Wise. Billy Wise, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, Billy, tell us about finishing second tonight. This is the first time that I've been calling the races that I've seen you finish up front, so tell us how it feels for you.
It feels good and very least expected, but with all the different cars and track combos we've done, I wouldn't have thought it'd have been this one, but we'll take it, man. Our game plan was just to go slow and steady and let the aggressive guys wreck each other out or ourselves out, and yeah, so our plan worked out, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like your plan worked out pretty well because you got a second place finish here tonight, podium, P2. So, I mean, it looked like a lot of guys were struggling out there tonight. I mean, just everybody seemed like they was. What was your take on the race? And was this your first rain race?
First, Yeah, yeah. First, we've been practicing a bunch the past week, but a couple practice races or whatnot. But about halfway through the run, I think guys were wanting to push it harder, but you really couldn't. The track was just still too wet, and it looked pretty dry. But you look in the mirror and you're still spraying a huge rooster. So every time I would try to pick up a little bit, I would just screw up one of my corners. So I just stayed really slow and steady.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
it just seemed like everybody out there was struggling tonight. I mean, we saw Rob lead some laps, and then he had that trouble there with Jacob going into the first turn, and they got into it, and then Travis got the lead, and him and I think it was Steven got into it. So
Yeah.
it was just a crazy, eventful night for you guys tonight.
It was fun at the end there. I was giving it all I had. Travis had a broken car, man. He'll tell you. But I was kind of toying with him, and I was trying to stick my nose in it here and there the last 2 laps. But I respect the hell out of him, and I wanted to see him get a win too. So.
Oh yeah, I was calling it. I was watching your two's battle. I kept saying Billy's giving him some pressure. I was like, he's trying.
Oh yeah, it was freaking blast.
Yeah. Well, Billy, what was your thoughts coming into tonight's race after all the practice you guys did?
Um, I thought we were a little slow still. We had good consistency, but a good couple seconds off the pace, I would think. And so, again, would hoping people would get a little bit too aggressive and wreck themselves or wreck each other, and Theo Tortoise would come back from behind and get a podium.
And that he did.
That's it.
So, well, what's your thoughts on championship week next week with the trucks at Dover?
Oh man, I haven't been a while since I've done any kind of NASCAR, so I'm not really sure. I think it's a fixed setup, so we'll all be on the same stuff. Might have a pretty good field because we've seen sometimes we get a few more guys when we do the NASCAR stuff. So I don't have the points pulled up here, but I'm not sure how much gain Rob might have gained tonight, but I don't know if Steven would have overtaken Tom, but there's a pretty good battle there for the top 3 in points.
Very good battle.
So it seems like it'll be all solved next week.
Yep.
It's definitely not wrapped up.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, with Steven finishing ahead of Tom tonight, and Tom came into this race as the point leader, I'm pretty sure that's probably going to shift it up a little bit. There was just 4 points separating them two. So, but I mean, there was just one car between them, so that might not shift it, but it's going to be close. So, but I think you're right about Rob gaining some points there because I mean he was also a position, 2 positions ahead of Steven. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a pretty good battle going into the final race.
Oh yeah, Rob is he's full steam ahead. He 2 races to 10 points. He said, "I can do it. Watch out, guys." He already warned us. He's coming.
All right, Billy. Well, you got second tonight here, and what you want to give me a shout out or thanks to anybody before you go celebrate?
Oh, I gotta give thanks to Steve Sadler and Action Sports Foundation. I got their logo on the roof. I've had it on the car all year here. Really cool organization, foundation. Do a lot of adaptive sports clinics and stuff like that. And Billy Riddle Repair. He's I work part-time, but he's my boss. And I wanted to wreck Travis tonight because Billy Riddle, if I could win one of these things, said he'd buy me a steak dinner. So Travis is pretty lucky he didn't get a little bit more pressure because I've been wanting a steak dinner,
Well, I guess Travis got lucky tonight, and sadly no steak dinner.
Glenn Sidman, the owner of Simability, just thank him for letting us do this under his name, and it's he's done a lot of good work for a lot of the drivers in here are using his stuff. And that's it, man. Andrew Smith, this is his baby. He put together this series, and he did put a lot of hard work into it. So thanks to him also.
Awesome. And I got a plug in there for Simability. I played the commercial there for a little bit, so yeah, we got that too. So, all right, Billy. Well, congratulations on your podium finish tonight, P2. So go celebrate and good luck in championship week next week.
Thanks, bro, and we appreciate the broadcast as always, man.
Yep, no problem. All right, folks, we've caught up with our race winner tonight. Travis, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Travis, tell us about that awesome racing out there you had tonight. Kind of also tell us about that little incident you had there, I believe, with Stephen Kiefer there that kind of got you all some damage, and but you still held on strong and got the win.
I got a question first. How did my car look? I didn't get a chance to like look at it like from the damage. What was messed up on it?
Well, from looking at my screen here, there was some front end damage. It wasn't too bad. There was a little bit of rear end damage, but you still had your wing intact and everything. So, and it kind of looked like you maybe had the right front wheel kind of pushed in a little bit, so maybe some toe issue there. But other than that, it looked fine.
Yeah, I got a meatball flag for it, so that's one flag that we're allowed to have cleared if we want. The damage is still there. I still had to race with the damage, and believe me, I felt it. Now you mentioned something about the tire and the toe. Yep, yeah, definitely. As soon as I get on the brakes, it want to turn left, so I had to turn right to keep it straight under braking.
Yeah, man.
Definitely was a handful after that contact, but I don't know what happened there between me and Steven. It was we was having a great race. It was shaping up to be a good corner, and I was looking forward to it because I always race clean with Steven, and he always races me clean, and we always have a good time around each other. And I moved all the way to the inside to protect the inside line going into the corner, and I don't know if he was worried about the puddles on the outside, and he kind of moved over, and I don't know, it kind of just.
Yeah, I mean,
I got to take the magnet out of my car or something. He kind of just pulled him right into me, and that was it. And I wasn't lifting, so.
Yeah, and sadly, he got the worst end of the deal because he backed into the wall and lost his wing. But I see he opted to not go repair damage either. And I mean, he really drove that car hard with no wing on the back of it. I bet that was a challenge.
Steve is a wheelman, man. That boy gets it done out there. This was the first time for any of us. We've done road courses here and there, sparsely. But this was the first time for just about everybody in this league to run in the rain.
Yeah.
And boy, was she a handful. And that was some of the most fun I've had on this simulator in quite some time.
Awesome. I mean, it looked like it was a real challenge for you guys out there tonight. I mean, everybody was having problems. I mean, Rob got into it there with Jacob, and he got turned around, sadly, but he got the attrition and got his way back up to third and was able to battle back. And then, you, after getting into it with Steven there, was able to keep your composure and, keep Billy at bay and get the win tonight. But, I mean, all in all, though, it seemed like every car out there tonight had some type of struggle. So what was your thoughts on how the wet weather was?
That's kind of the whole point. That's great. It's good to see everybody struggle like that. Like, no one was in their element tonight. Everybody was outside of their comfort zone, and you saw it.
Yeah.
Everybody had incidents, and I don't think there was a single person that ended up with zero incidents. So
don't think so.
I think everybody, got a little something of it, and that's good though. That's good. We need something like that. We need an equalizer. A road course in the rain is the grand equalizer. I don't care how much you race road courses.
Yeah, exactly. And Road America's not that easy of a road course either. It's pretty tough on its own without the wet weather.
I gotta say, this is like my home track. I'm from Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
So Road America is like 2 hours away from where I live. So it's I don't know. I consider on the sim here, there's only a handful of tracks that are from Wisconsin. So Road America, Milwaukee, Crandon. Those are my bread and butter right there.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Slinger. They added Slinger.
I was getting ready to say, yeah, I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Slinger's in there too.
Yeah, they added Slinger. I forgot about it. I don't know how I can forget about that one. I love Slinger.
Yeah. Well, Travis, you got the win tonight, so tell us just how ecstatic you are, and you got anybody to give thanks for shout to before you go celebrate your victory?
Well, man, I don't know, ecstatic isn't the right word. Like more shock and surprise than anything, because I did not think for any chance that I was going to be able to pull this off or whatever. I was hoping to just stay on track, not go off, keep the car clean, don't crash into anybody, and make it the whole time. I already knew the setup was good, and I could make it on fuel and didn't have to worry about that. And it was just about a manner of tire management, and. It was great. I love it. I still can't believe I won. It's That's awesome. But you know, I have to work in the morning, so it's eat and go to sleep for me. That's my celebration tonight. But I will take it. It works for me, and that was a fun race. I could have finished 15th. It wouldn't have mattered. I still would have had a blast.
Well, awesome. All right, Travis, well, congratulations on your win tonight. Go celebrate, and good luck next week in a championship event.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everybody for putting this thing on, man.
Awesome. All right. Let's get down with the final results here, folks, and we'll close this one out. So coming home with the win tonight is Travis Zudema in the 90 car, and behind him is Billy Wise in second. Finishing third tonight is Rob Slider. Should get a pretty good points lead. Should get a pretty good jump in points there. And then Jacob Van will finish fourth. Stephen Kiefer will finish in fifth. Eddie Hawks sixth. Tom Johnson, the point leader, will finish in seventh. And Johnny Berardi rounds out your field, finishing in eighth. He did not finish the race, though, as he was on pit road for damage. So thank you for tuning in tonight, folks, here on Max Speed TV. I'm Jeff Dotson, and thanks again for watching Simability here on Max Speed TV. Until next time, have a good night.